Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mace, coming to you from beautiful Western Canada, Vancouver Island, and we're checking out a video on Dutch cycling, facts and figures. Cycling, I think, is a really good way for society to improve the overall quality of life, because you're going to have quieter environments, less pollution, better health for the citizens that are able to use cycling not just as a means of transportation, so say commuting to work or going to get groceries or going to pick up their kids, whatever it might be. They're getting exercise while also helping the environment, helping lessen that not just noise pollution, but the pollution from vehicles, and also having more beautiful areas of the city. Like, there's a lot of positives for sure. Less wear and tear on roads and streets from vehicles. Probably safer too, less accidents. And good for the mental well-being of the citizens too, because they're getting outdoors. They're getting that physical exercise. They're getting that physical exercise that's excellent for their health. So it's good. It's definitely a good thing. It would be good for Canada, but cycling culture is just not the same here. Let's check it out, man.
Cycling is very good for society. The Dutch approach to cycling can help achieve accessibility, livability, sustainability, and health goals.
Wow, yeah, he really nailed everything. Sustainability, livability, and the health goals of people. 17 million Dutch own 23 million bicycles. Holy!
17 million Dutch own almost 23 million bicycles, and a quarter of all trips, nationwide, are made by bicycle. Still, the Dutch government wants to get another 200,000 commuters out of their car and onto their bicycles. In their new program called Dutch Cycling, the Dutch Cycling Embassy explains why that is such a good idea. Cycling is inexpensive. For people, the annual cost of riding a bike is approximately 300 euros, whereas the annual cost of driving a car is approximately 8,500 euros. And for society, a kilometer covered by bicycle yields a social benefit of 68 euro cents, whereas buses cost society 29 cents per kilometer traveled and cars 37 euro cents.
Wow, that's interesting. Analytics. 1 kilometer cycled yields 68 cents. I assume in savings of, not just oil and gas, but, the health benefit. There's a lot of things that go into it, I guess. Sociologically or socioeconomically. That's cool. 1 kilometer by bus costs 29 cents. 1 kilometer by car, 37 cents. So clearly cars are the least efficient and the most expensive.
Cyclists spend more in local shops. Although cyclists spend less per visit, they spend more overall, because they shop more often than people driving. Cycling is also good for the environment. Not only does the product life cycle of a bicycle generate minimal carbon emissions, the local air quality improves drastically when people switch from cars to bicycles. It reduces...
What's wrong with that car? It's just spewing. That's not right. The hell?
Drastically when people switch from cars to bicycles.
Yeah. How would you like to bike
It reduces 65% nitrogen oxide per kilometer traveled. Public space is improved by turning car space into people space. This improves the local environment. Cycling is silent and helps to reduce traffic noise.
That's a big one for me. That's what I mentioned at the beginning, the noise pollution thing. It's so much nicer to have like a peaceful environment, right? For everybody's well-being, instead of, cars making lots of noise.
Riding a bicycle is a healthy, fun and low-impact form of exercise for all ages. Employees cycling to work are less likely to call in sick. Cycling keeps you fit longer and your immune system young. Cycling regularly boosts physical fitness and prolongs life expectancy by 3 to 14 months. Cycling 30 minutes every day is equivalent to the weekly recommended level of physical activity. It also...
I get a lot of exercise. Like, I go to the gym almost daily, but I need to start getting in more cardio. If I could bike to work this spring, I think that'd be fantastic.
Reduces the risk of serious diseases and depression, 40% less for cancer, 52% less for heart diseases, and over 40% less for premature death. Cycling makes you happy. 59% of all cyclists associate cycling with joy, and only 2% dislike cycling. Dutch children are the happiest in the world. Cycling allows them to reach destinations safely and gives...
Cycling gives them independence, and also within the Dutch framework and infrastructure, like they can do it safely. Like they don't have to worry. I feel like as a parent, your worry is going to be quelled because there is infrastructure that exists that gives them opportunities to travel and be independent in a safe manner. Whereas, you know, cycling on the streets and biking around here, you would always have that nagging worry in the back of your mind, like, oh, they could get hit by a car or something, right?
Gives them the feeling of freedom. Cycling improves the quality of life. It is associated with convenience, independence, flexibility, and always arriving on time. Cycling creates public space. Bicycles take up less space than cars, both for driving and in the amount of space taken up by parking. Where you can park one car, you can park 10 bicycles. Within the urban environment, locations are easier to reach by bicycle, or a combination of bicycle and public transport, than by car. Cycling saves you time. Without the need to search for a parking spot, the bicycle is the fastest means of transportation within the urban environment. Separating cyclists from motorized traffic results in fewer accidents, and cycling cities have fewer casualties among cyclists. Developing a clear road safety program reduced 1,600 traffic casualties between 1998 and 2007 in the Netherlands. Lower traffic speeds result in fewer deadly accidents. The likelihood of a deadly accident at speeds 30 km per hour or less is approximately 75% less than at 50 km per hour.
You see that guy texting and cycling? Careful. That's not good.
Cycling encourages social participation. Cycling requires social interaction with other road users to mediate traffic flows or to prevent collisions. As a result, cycling is experienced as a social activity. Cycling keeps the elderly socially connected and active for longer. The Dutch believe their approach to cycling can be applied in other countries too. Cities and regions around the world can benefit from...
They just don't necessarily work in like rural environments as well. Obviously in cities they work great.
Dutch experience. Dutch cycling,
or even smaller towns where like everything's more spread out,
could also improve your quality of life.
All right. That was a great video, very in-depth on the benefits to society of biking. So we didn't really get into any negatives. There probably isn't that many, to be honest. Like, there really isn't that many. There can't be. Aside from like what I mentioned at the end is like if you live it in like a more rural area, you can still bike. It's just gonna take a long time. Like it depends how long the distance is, like how many hills there are, and everything like that. All right, cool. See you on the next one. Peace.